people think a laptop computer is too weak for local AI video generation. Let me show you that is not the case anymore. So these two laptops are running local AI model right now. And yeah, they can generate AI video. One of them is even generating full HD videos. So I got two machines here. The first is a laptop with RTX 5090, which has 24GB of VRAM. The second laptop is a RTX 4070, which has only 8GB of VRAM. So I'm going to push both of the machines to see what breaks. So the models we are trying today is RTX 2.3. It's a popular open weight video models that you can download it and run it locally. But there's a problem. If you look at the system requirements, it says minimum 32GB of VRAM. The biggest GPU I have here isn't even 32GB. It even says more is better. So you might think that you need to have some kind of like a workstation computer. Luckily, you don't have to meet those requirements. So let me show you what happens if I try to run the big models anyway on these computers. So I'm going to start with the biggest variant. It's a RTX 2.3 22 billion parameter dev models. The file itself is 61GB. So it's crazy, right? So the fan kicks in. It's getting really toasty here. So it seems like it's running these big video models, right? Even though the GPU of this computer is below the system requirements of official documents. So how is the 24GB of GPU running the models that supposedly needs 32GB? The technique is called offloading. And your computers offload some of the GPU work onto your system RAM. So if you look at the config UI log, it literally says that it is preparing for dynamic RAM loading. So this means that some gigabyte of the model's data was pushed to the system RAM because it didn't fit in VRAM. So if you open the task manager and if you try to see the machines, the performance, it says that this machine's 64GB of RAM is now basically full. So the both GPU and RAM is firing and filled with the data. So big model still works on the laptop computer like this. It's just that it's slower. Right, so it's done. It takes 10 to like 15 minutes to generate the HD video. Let's see how's the result. You can see that there are artifacts and it's not perfect, but the quality is solid, right? It's pretty impressive that this laptop computer, right? It's a laptop, is generating video. So now let's go to the budget-friendly options. Alright, so this is the laptop with RTX 4070, which only has 8GB of VRAM. So what do you think will happen if I try to run the big models on this thing? Okay, so it says it disconnected and it crashed. So if your VRAM and the RAM are both too low, even though you could offload the task, you will get out of memory. So it just won't run. But you still have option on these machines because RTX 2.3 ship in many variants. So if you go to the model page, you see all the name with like quantitize, distill, and so on. So those are like the smaller optimized version of the models, and it is designed to run a weaker hardware. These models need less VRAM, but there is a trade-off that quality of generation is much lower. So let me run the optimized variants on this machine. Okay, it seems like it didn't crash and fans are spinning. It's offloading hard to the system RAM. Memory usage is like climbing everywhere. So it generated the video with like 10 minutes. Actually, the first time I tried to run these models, it took like close to 4 hours because the default workflow I installed had like a prompt optimization setup. So it like tried to learn the language models on this computer, which was a very big models. I had to supply the optimized prompt by myself. So it's roughly, I would say it takes like 8 to 10 minutes for 5-second video generation. And the result, it's, yeah, it's a rough, right? You can see a lot of artifacts, texture gets smashed. Yeah, but it is what it is. Like it's still impressive that we can generate video on this computer. So you might think that if the quality is so bad, like why would you use it? Here's what this means for you. So if you have 8 GB of VRAM, you can still run local video, but you have to stick to quantize these two variants. And the use case would be to iterate prompt. When you are trying to iterate the prompt, I think it is a great way to test on on your local computer because it doesn't cost anything. Okay? And if you happen to have a 24 GB of VRAM on your computer, you are in a sweet spot. And you could see that I was able to generate full HD video. So you can learn the big models on the computer by offloading some of the computing tasks to system RAM. So yeah, let me know in the comments what GPU you're running and what your result look like. Especially if you have 16 GB of VRAM. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.